Yeah. You hear the epic music in the background, so you know what time it is. Ring Ropes Turnbuckle Podcast. It's your boy S got bars wrestling media, along with the dynamic Darkwing Dub. The historian, the man with the facts, talking about Jay Styles. Hey man, there's a lot of wrestling that went on this weekend, man. A lot of wrestling that went on this weekend. What is your thoughts? Anybody can go.
I'll go ahead and go.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, Lately, it's been a whole lot of wrestling. A whole lot of wrestling. Monday Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesday Dynamite, Thursday TNA, Friday SmackDown, and then Saturdays come around and might be a PLE or AEW pay per view. Sundays come around, might be an AEW pay per view. It's been a whole lot, but as far as this weekend goes, I was thoroughly impressed with All In. I was really impressed with All In. My MVP of the show is none other than my favorite AEW wrestler, Hangman Adam Page, which also believe is the match of the night, which was Hangman Adam Page versus Moxley for the AEW title in the Texas Death Match. That match was freaking brutal. It was brutal, bro. I know you haven't watched it yet, but it was brutal.
I seen the
And it,
highlights. I seen the
yeah,
highlights.
yeah. And then I did. I made a video about this, but I didn't watch NXT American Bash, Great American Bash. I caught the tail end of Saturday Night's main event, which I didn't care for anyway. I mean, anyways. Um, and then Evolution. I was highly impressed with Evolution. I was highly impressed with what all these women did. Just like we said last night on the show, Bars, is like these women were put in a bad situation. They were set up to fail. But like you said last night, they came together and they did the damn thing. They put together an amazing show. And this goes to show you that these women need to have their WrestleMania show every year, which is Evolution. To me, that's my opinion.
I even go as far as saying that they need their own program, period, on weekly television. I even go as far as to saying that because let's be for real here. Like the this is not the first time the women have bailed them out of a situation. It's happened multiple times already this year. This year alone, it's happened at least a good 3 times or 4 times. I can't quite remember 3 times. Yeah, I can't quite remember the PLEs, but it definitely happened more than once. So let's get into the whole Seth Rollins situation and his Money in the Bank contract. We'll start with Jay. We'll go back up to you, Dub, and then I'll finish off. So, what's your thoughts on this? You're muted. Oh, there you go. Go ahead. Go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
So I think what's going to happen is once we find out his MRI result, they have to create a storyline moving forward regarding that Money in the Bank briefcase. There's no, from a booking standpoint, it doesn't make sense for him to keep the Money in the Bank briefcase in his faction if he can't be there. Have a gauntlet or battle royal or some sort of tournament. You don't need another money. You don't need an emergency Money in the Bank match. You just need some sort of format to determine who takes over that briefcase. You can let it be Braun Baker since he lost to CM Punk tonight on Raw. And that way it keeps the storyline going, makes it more intriguingly interesting that once Seth comes back, Seth demands that Braun Baker gives him back the briefcase since they're already planting the seeds in place for Braun Baker to lead the faction and become this either top heel or top babyface, at some point. So that's how I look at it as far as what they should do with Seth Rollins and his briefcase situation.
What's your thoughts, Doug?
Well, I thought I saw something on X not that long ago, probably right before we started this, um, that it's expected that Seth to be out anywhere between 4 to 6 months. So if that is true, like I said, I saw it on X. You never know what's true on that place. If that is true, then they're probably just going to end up leaving the briefcase on them. They're not going
Yeah,
to see a reason to take it off of them at that point. Now, if it was an ACL tear, it's a full year, then they would have to take it off somebody. And I kind of agree with Jay. Like, okay, to keep the storyline going, give it to Braun. You know, I mean, if they don't want to give it to Braun, then you hold at an emergency or whatever you want to call it gauntlet match and see who's going to take it over.
yeah. I'm looking at it from a perspective of, okay, so I mean, let's just be for real. We all know Braun is destined to be the champion at some point in time in his career. We all can see it. They're grooming him as we speak. But my opinion is there's a few people that could benefit from that briefcase that really needs that briefcase. And we spoke about this on the group chat. I mentioned R Truth is one guy. I feel like since this is R Truth his last hurrah in the WWE, what better way for him to go out in style than to him have the briefcase and cash it in and win the final title of his career, the one title that has eluded him his whole entire WWE tenure, because he's won every other title. He hasn't won the top title. So what better way to do it? And if you decide that you don't want to do it with our truth, we got Carmelo Hayes. He's another guy that could benefit from winning that title. All I'm saying is, like, we already know Braun Breaker is eventually going to be the guy. So if we already know he's going to be the guy, why not put somebody else in that spot? Let him continue to reign terror with the revolutionaries or whatever they're calling themselves. Let him continue to reign terror until Steph comes back. Now, if you're going to keep the briefcase on Seth because he's going to only be out for 6 months, then by all means do that. But if you don't plan on doing that, then there's many other options. We got LA Knight. LA Knight's another guy that title's eluded him. They said that at one point they was going to put the belt on him, and then they decided to change their mind at the last minute. So, you know, that's just my thoughts. What you got, Jay?
One night we not hearing anymore, who was put into single runs as far as a contender and has exceeded expectations in that and was in an elimination chamber match. I want two of them to be exact, and compared with his single caliber capability, Montez Ford.
Yeah. I ain't think about that. Yep. Yeah.
Montez Ford, because the buzz is still there. The buzz never died down. It's just that they're not capitalizing on it.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea neither, you know. But I would like to see more of a build towards that before they actually do it. Like, I don't want them to just throw him in there because we want it. I want them to actually build towards it so it actually means something. You know what I'm saying? Carmelo Hayes is the one, for me personally, Carmelo Hayes is the one that really needs that type of push. If you're not going to do it with Hayes, you gotta do it with R Truth. If you're not going to do it with R Truth, then the last person will be L.A. Knight. But you gotta make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You gotta make it make sense. But that would not be a bad idea. I would just rather them see build towards it. Because what are you gonna do? Just rip him away from the tag team and then put him in that match and then he wins it and then what are you gonna write as far as his tag team? Are they just gonna break up just like that? You know, it's a lot of sedatives, there's a lot of things to look at within that. But it wouldn't be a bad idea. It's just that, we all know now WWE's writing can sometimes be lazy, you know? So he done, he put his thumb down. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
So, in terms of how you will book it, they just lost to Wyatt Six. All right, they can play into the storyline of them trying to get the title back with all the other tag teams. That Angelo Dawkins gets hurt again, and he's going to be out for an extended period of time. And the storyline booking capacity. That way, you can push Montez into a single title run and make it more credible and believable in that aspect.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I definitely can see that if they decide to do it. What about you, Dub? What you think?
I got another name I'll throw out there. I mentioned it earlier.
Who?
Karrion Cross.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Who, other than, excuse me, other than Carmelo Hayes, Montez Ford, R Truth, what other person would you say needs that kind of a shine other than Karrion Cross? LA Knight has all the shine in the world right now, right? All of the WWE universes, that is shining down on LA Knight, right? But Karrion Cross would benefit a lot, just like Carmelo and R Truth and Montez also.
Yeah, yeah. I
Are you saying
definitely
Austin Theory?
Austin Theory, but they haven't. But you know what?
He
That's
hasn't
not a
even been on
bad.
TV, has he?
Nah, he hasn't. That's not a bad name to throw in the mix neither. But again, it goes back to me saying this. They have not built anything with these guys. So if you just throwing them in the mix, unless WWE is going to be writing their behind off, it's not going to make any sense to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because he's another person that's in a tag team as well. So I'm like, if I'm WWE and I want to give these people a shot, I gotta make it mean something. So I gotta write them into the picture. So I gotta find a way to add them. Like, he's been in catering for like how long? He's been in catering for like the past 2, 3 months, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? That ain't fair. Cause Austin Theory is dope. That man can go. You know what I mean? I would like to see him do more. They really, man, his character really took a number. His his character really took a number. And they really watered down his move set too. Like, man, my man could do a lot of crazy moves and they just put his move set on the shelf. Yeah. But I
So,
mean, it is what it
you,
is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
so did you guys get the text I sent from earlier today about the post press conference regarding Seth Rollins and Evolution? What Triple H said in the post press conference.
Yeah, I think I seen it. But go ahead and explain, man. Explain.
So what we talked about yesterday,
Yeah.
Among Us, after Evolution, where we did our little thing yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and how Dub, you said you and Boss both said it needs to be every year, and I said, and you said throughout the data shouldn't even matter. It's that's what he said. It's going to be about the data, but they did not um disregard the fact that based on the crowd's reaction, and moving forward, that it is something they're going to seriously consider, not just the evolution PLE replacing one and putting them in there for that, but the TV programming aspect as well. They're going to look into it. But it's I mean, realistically, from a business standpoint, you got to look at the data. You got to look at who's going to give them, if they put a TV show dedicated to them, what network brand is going to pick it up, or is it going to be a streaming platform? You already got a partnership with Netflix. Will Netflix be willing to agree to expand on that network and that partnership and streaming with WWE to put a women's programming on? So it's going to take some time, but they're looking at it, and based on what he said in the post press conference, it is something they're highly considering.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. If if they do something with it, just make it make sense and do it right. Don't do the woman a disservice. They already showed you they can carry a program, so don't do them a disservice. They got some of the best women wrestling talent on God's green earth. If you really want to put on a whole show of just women wrestling, WWE, you can do it. The same thing with AEW. AEW has enough women wrestlers to put on their own show. So I don't see what the problem is with these promotions. Just put on your own woman show. I don't care who does it first. Just do it. That's it. Just do it. The women have been carrying these wrestling programs for a while now. Let's be for real here. We seen a classic match with Mercedes against Tony Storm. We seen even before that, she was putting on wrestling clinics with these other wrestlers. How are you not going to see the potential in having an all woman show on your program? And I'm talking about both sides, not just AEW, WWE. Sol Ruka, I say it again. She's Charlotte Flair on steroids. Do Come on, man. Like, do I gotta do the do I gotta what I gotta do to make people understand this? Shao Kahn, talk to these folks, man. Talk to them. Like, what I gotta do, man? What I gotta do? What I gotta do, man? Like, hey, man. I hope they do them some justice. That's all I got to say. All right. So, any closing remarks? Any one of y'all could start first before we head out.
1000% agree with you, bro. The women of the WWE specifically, because AEW had more of a balance on who's helping who. Like the men is carrying the show, or the women's carrying the show. Lately, for the WWE, starting back at WrestleMania, if not before, the women are saving their tails left and right. Reward that hard work. Think about what happened at WrestleMania. What is everybody is saying? At least the second best match, if not the best match on that entire card was Io, Rhea, and Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the Evolution just last night. And then I didn't watch Raw tonight, but I heard that Lyra and Bailey tore it up tonight. So these women are, and then you got the NXT women. The NXT women. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Vaquer and Julia coming up and stealing shows already. Reward these women. Reward these women. Triple H needs to reward these women. As far as what Jay said, or was it one of you guys said it? Austin Theory. I think it was you, Bars, actually. Um, they screwed the pooch with him. Uh, they had a fairly good thing going with the whole Vince McMahon mentoring him and all that other stuff, and then Triple H came in and killed that. And I think that right there is what killed his momentum. because he had a good feud going on with Bobby Lashley, you know, and then it killed his momentum once Triple H took over, and then they put him with Grayson Waller. Great, nothing against Grayson Waller. They had a fun little tag team, right? But now they're both sitting in catering. They're both sitting in catering. Doing nothing. I've seen more videos on TikTok, motivational videos on TikTok from Austin Theory than I have seen him on WWE television.
Yeah, and his motivational videos are dope too, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, as far as AEW and WWE goes, reward these women. Reward these women. They deserve it. They've earned it. They've carried your companies one way or another. They've earned it. Reward them.
Closing thoughts, Jay. What you think?
Moving forward for the last 4.5 months of the calendar year, we just gotta wait and see what they do on the women's side on both promotions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the real deciding factor for the women's division of wrestling concerning AEW, TNA, and WWE is going to be decided at Slammiversary. I thought it was actually going to be decided in Evolution, but I am thrilled with the fact that they're going to use one of the main matches as a new gimmick moving forward towards this time of the year, which is the women's battle royal to determine who will go after the championship when they have these Clash of the Castle matches overseas. That's the gimmick that they're going to keep moving forward until they decide to scratch it. So the fact that Stephanie McCool was the inaugural winner of it, and how they're going to capitalize on Clash of the Castle in Paris against Naomi after SummerSlam is something that we got to really pay attention to concerning the women movement for the rest of the calendar year into next year.
Well, there you have it. The trio champions have spoken, and that's that. What?
And we want the smoke.
The smoke. We want it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. You know what I'm saying? Bring it. The trio champions have spoken. We spoken. We want all the smoke. We gas. All gas, no brakes. You know what I mean? I can't do that dance. I can't do that. I can't.
I'm gonna end it off. I think I'm gonna start ending off every show like this. Whenever you say the trio champions, after you say that, I'm gonna be like, and we want the smoke.
Yeah.
Since they're not using it anymore, let's go.
Yeah, facts. I mean, just do the dance.
You can have that, bro. You can have that. I
Oh,
don't want no part of
shit.
that. You got it. But remember, S got bars. Darkwing, Jay Styles, the trio's champions. We want the smoke.
And on that note, doses.